Just a little bit wet out today. This is in the Smoky Mountain campground. A soggy mountain campground. Hey everyone, welcome to the Smoky Mountains. We are at the National Park here. This is Tigner Adventures. My name's David. This is Ninette. Tanzi's back in the motorhome. She's parked at the campground, and we're going to check out the national park just a little bit and see kind of what's going on. The weather is beautiful today, but hey, guess what? Lots of rain coming. And so it's been raining here the last couple days. We've actually been here for 2 nights now. It's a pretty nice place, and we're pretty excited. The weather has been great. It's been like 62 in the morning and about 70 during the day. We are at the visitor center, and you can see that the parking lot is pretty good size. And they also have RV parking over that way along those trees on the left. And there's about 5-6 spots there for RVs. There's also a couple stations for electric vehicles, so pretty nicely set up here. And then this is the actual visitor center. So we're gonna check it out, get some material so we can figure out what we're gonna do while we're here. All right. So it's interesting that Congress authorized the creation of the Great Smoky Mountain National Park back in 1926, but then they didn't allocate any money to actually purchase any of the land, which they needed at least 150,000 acres. So anyway, it took a while before they raised enough money, and between donations and things, they finally came up with the money, and the park was actually dedicated in 1940 by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. And this is the farmhouse for this little farm. All right, so shotgun style. This is like our old home, except our house was 5,500 square feet that we designed. We designed it as a shotgun style house. That's where you can look from one door through to the next door. This one looks like it only has 2 rooms. Ours had 7 bedrooms. Quite a bit bigger than this one.
Looks like a canoe.
This is the meat house. That's the canoe.
It's not
Look,
a canoe.
you got all the meat hanging up.
What is it for in the meat house?
I don't know. Looks like a
Does it
canoe.
something?
Doesn't that look like a canoe?
It looks like
You
it,
guys, you guys tell me. That looks like a canoe to me. I don't know what it's doing in the meat house, but I don't know. You guys tell me. But this is the meat house. Now this is a pretty cool use of gourds. I like how they've made little places for birds. Well, here is the farm outhouse. Now I know you guys already think I'm ancient, so I'll just have to tell you that we used to have a 2-hole cedar when I was a little kid, just in like 1st grade. Everything goes down that hole, and then you take out the back here. They don't have a place where it comes out, but ours had a place where we open it up and then you could clean it out. So that was our outhouse. This is the chicken house. Boy, I tell you, that is a well-built chicken house. Must be to keep the bears out or something, because that's pretty heavy duty. And here they are. A couple black chickens. Hey, you guys. What? This is the apple house. So they bring everything from the orchard there, and then they store it in here. Oh. So this is the bee gum stand. What's bee gum? Well, it's actually honey. So these are actually beehives that they had. interesting. We used to do bees, and our beehives were all the ones you made that look like the boxes you see in the fields. These are just hollowed out logs. And if you look at the back here, you can see where the bees come in there, and then they just build their cone all up in here and everything. So pretty ingenious idea. Back in those days, that's how they did it. All right, and then that's the rest of the farm. And the fence work that they actually did here. All next to this nice little river here. All right, well, this is a pretty nice little setup they've got here, the visitor center up front that we started with, and then this little farm over here to my left. It's pretty nicely set up, and it's got a lot of information. They do have an audio tour that we didn't understand. We didn't know they had that until we got down here. So maybe we'll come back and do that at some point, but right now we just kind of walked around, looked around. They also have a map that you can buy for $1. But when I opened up the case to look at the map to buy it, it was full of cobwebs and spiders. So I don't think they've had anything in there for a little while. We did buy these maps, day hike and some waterfall information. These are $1 a piece up at the visitor center. Ninette's got a little newspaper piece that they normally hand out to you when you come to the parks. Kind of interesting here though, the only time we've ever showed our park pass is when we've gone to actually camp in the campground. So they haven't asked for a park pass or entrance pass here at all. So it's kind of interesting. This is a major highway that goes from this side over towards Knoxville. So, you know, maybe they just don't worry about it. I don't know. But anyway, visitor center's nice, has a lot of good information. This little farm's pretty cool. We're going to go from here up to our camp that we're staying at and kind of just do a little tour of our campsite, show the campground itself, and then that will kind of conclude this particular video, and then we'll map out other things we're going to do, and we'll come and do those things there, and we may come back and do the audio tour, I don't know. But we did find out that there's a place that we can go on a bike ride that has 3 waterfalls, so we are interested in doing that. So we're going to do that probably tomorrow. We are actually here for a week, so we're here for a little while, and so we're going to kind of check things out. But this river here, this is a pretty nice little river running down through here. This also runs right by our campground that we're staying in. Uh-oh, what happened?
Thanks, I just wanted my picture in the river.
Oh, you want?
Yeah, but they're a great big spider.
Okay.
I mean, a big spider, like 4
Okay,
inch wide.
so jump in the river with the
No.
spider.
No,
No?
no.
Come
I was
on.
there. You were not.
Oh, sorry.
No, this looked like a bad spider, like a cobra spider.
Oh,
I've never seen one like that.
okay.
It swims on top of the water.
Oh, a skeeter. That's probably just a skeeter. Water skeeter.
No, it's actually eating the water skeeter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, there's Ninette's big spider.
Oh, you gotta zoom in. There it goes.
There it
Look at
goes.
it swims. Oh my
Yep.
God.
That is interesting.
I have never seen a spider swim.
About 2 miles up the road is our campground. It's called Smokemont. And we turn into there, and this is actually some riding stables in front of us. You can rent horses and go riding. We're going to go off to the left here. The campground is about a half mile up this road. And then we pull into the actual campground, and as we go in on the left here is the registration office. So you have to stop there when you first come through, otherwise you can stay to the right. But you're going to register, get your all checked in, and get your little tag to put on your camping spot. The campground itself is made up of 5 different areas. A, B, C is the first portion of the campground. It's a pretty good sized campground. I didn't look at the exact number, but it's a few hundred campsites. And the A, B, and C is no generators allowed, and so for the most part it's just tent camping. The sites are fairly good size, even for the tents. This is bear country, so they do have the garbage cans have locks on them, so you have to push in to get the garbage cans to come open. Then as we pass A, B, and C, we have the option of going to the left to go to F, or we can go straight through for D and E. For this tour, we're going to take a left right here and go over to the F site first. F site is for RVs only, no tent camping allowed. And the difference with this and where we're at in campsite D is that all of these are back-end sites, but some of them don't have as many trees, and so if you do have solar, you could get into some sites that don't have trees. Or in Ninette's case, she says if you don't want the trees dripping sap on your vehicle, then you may want to pick one of these other sites that don't have trees over them. But the trees do keep you pretty cool, although the weather right now is pretty cool up here. So again, like in the mornings it's 62, and the evenings it's just in the low 70s. So as we leave section F, we actually go back across the river, and we're going to actually turn into section D. Section D is where we're camped. The thing that drew us to this particular section is all of these sites are drive-through. So you've got a lot of sites here. They're just drive-through sites, and the sites themselves are pretty good size. And so you can see on the left up here our rig. We're just going to go past our rig and just go around over to E and E to show you the group camps. They do have group camps here too. So the group camping is, that's why we didn't camp on this side of the campground, is because they do have groups that come in here. And so on our side, we're actually against the forest, which is kind of nice, and Tanzi really likes that too. But the group site E here is actually, the river is just on our right here, and so they're right next to the river. And then as you leave the campground, the next thing we come to is the actual dump station. So they have a free dump station, and there's actually 2 different dump stations here, so good capacity. Pretty nice little campground. They also have really nice facilities, and so they have bathrooms. They don't have showers, but they do have flush toilets, and on the side of each one of the toilet facilities, they do have a kitchen sink, mainly for those that are tent camping, but they can go over there and wash their dishes. They're not allowed to pour any water out on the ground, dishwater or anything like that. Our campsite is a pretty good size. We can put our clam out. We still have a place for the table. We can put our awning out. There's room for if you have slides. So it's a pretty good size. And since we're not getting much solar here in the campground, I'm having to use my little generator. But I've rigged up this little switch here, and I actually can pump gas from my main tank in to fill up this little generator, so I don't have to carry any extra gas with me. So it works out pretty nice. And it takes a gallon, so I just kind of mark it down as a gallon used, so when I'm figuring out my gas mileage, it doesn't count against me. And since all I'm using this little generator for is to charge up my batteries, there's no sense running the old big one that I had, and that's kind of the issue I ran into, so that's why I got rid of it. It would usually take about a gallon to gallon and a half per hour to run the old generator. This one here can run up to, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours easily, just on 1 gallon of gas.
One thing's for sure, Tanzi really likes the new campground, don't you, Tanzi? Huh? Like checking everything out, meeting new people. She's not too fond of the birds, though.
Oh look, Tanzi spotted something. Look, we found some black bears. And so Mama Bear and her little cubs. She's got 2 little cubs here. Luckily they're across the river. Well, that's going to conclude this video.
I did want to mention that this little newspaper that they hand out, this has a lot of good information in it, and some little cartoon things about bears, because we are in bear country, and so very well done. And then on top of that, we bought these other maps. We got a day hike map, and then this waterfalls map. This one is all we really needed to buy. It's got the same information as the day hike one, but the day hike has lots of other hikes, and we're really more interested in hiking to waterfalls, so this one for $1 works. They're both $1, so it wasn't a lot to donate for that anyway, so we got both of them, and they're both very well done, and have a lot of great information on them. So anyway, with that said, we're going to go ahead and just end this video here. That we're making some plans. We're going to go on one of the ones is a bike ride. We're going to go on that one. We're going to do a few extra things here in our next couple videos. So we will be back with more things in the Smoky Mountain National Park. So it's a pretty good sized park. So we're going to spend the rest of the week here, which is about 4 more days. So anyway, and it's supposed to rain. Guess what? So anyway, we will just take it with whatever we get, and it's a very beautiful park. So we are enjoying our time here. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this little informational tour of the Smoky Mountains, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you some more information. And you know, if you aren't one of our subscribers, then please consider subscribing. And there are some options in the comments below on ways to support us. And Amazon is probably the easiest on you, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, but we do get a percentage of the sale, so that always helps. That money just goes towards our operating expenses. We don't do this as a full-time job. That's not our intent. Our intent is to enjoy life. We're retired. We don't have to be doing this full-time. We just love making these videos and just showing people, you know, kind of what we're doing and what's going on. And so hopefully that'll be of good information to you. So anyway, so thanks for following. We'll just plan on seeing you on the next video, and if not, maybe we'll see you down the road or the other way around, whichever. But anyway, take care.